Good morning to all of you. So today we are going to start a new topic. The topic is current status of child health in India. Okay. So this is a very varied subject in which we shall be studying basically what are the different rates, that is infant mortality, under 5 mortality. Then we shall also be studying what are the causes of infant, neonatal and child mortality. We also shall be studying what government of India is doing to improve all these rates, what are our expected rates by 2030. All these things we shall be studying. We shall also be studying what are the causes of infant mortality and what preventive steps can be taken. So I will be taking this video in two shots. So today I will be this is the first video of current status of child health in India. So let's start the topic. So in India, an estimated 26 millions of children are born every year. And according to Census 2011, the share of children that is from birth to 6 years account for 13% of the total population. Okay. So uh, 26 million children are born every year. But if you take the total population, out of them, children till 6 years of age are 13%. Okay. So children of today are tomorrow's citizens, that we also know. So what is, because they are tomorrow citizens, so what we have to do is, so it is very necessary to provide better healthcare facilities to them. And if you see the statistics, you will find that India accounts almost 43% underweight children against 32 in Pakistan and 9% in South Africa. So this is a very staggering statistics. Okay, can you see Pakistan? Can you see South Africa? If you see their under 5 children, so they are only having 32 and 9, but we are having 43% of underweight children. So that is the reality of of the situation, to what extent we have to bring up our facilities. Okay, so government of India has is done a great job in increasing the facilities what we provide for our children. Okay, based on different inputs. So what are they doing, we shall be studying in subsequent slides. Okay, so um, they are 13% of the total population. And India is trying its level best to ensure. And for all these different states, see, we have a national health mission, we have NRHM, that is National Rural Health Mission, we have ASHA workers who are working at grassroots levels, we have first referral units, FRUs, etc., etc. These are all are the different steps to ensure that this figure will come down to some extent. Okay, so child survival is intricately linked to the health of the mother, which is further determined by her health and development as an adolescent. See, this is a picture of a baby with the mother. The health of this baby is closely related to the health of the mother. Okay, now this health of the mother, to what extent as an adolescent, what was her health status during her adolescent year will depend on how healthy this child is going to be. Okay, ठीक है, बात समझ में आ रहा है. Child survival is very closely related to the health of the mother. Okay, health of the mother अच्छा है तो जो बेबी पैदा हो रहा है उसका अच्छा रहेगा. So we are talking about the health of the mother when she was an adolescent. Not कि ठीक है भाई आज प्रेगनेंसी हुआ तो 9 months में अच्छा केयर दे दिया तो the baby will be good. It's not that. We are talking about the health of the mother when she was an adolescent. Okay, so we need to focus our attention on the health of the mothers right when the child during the adolescent years, so that in future when this child becomes a mother in later years, she will be able to produce a healthy child. So that is a great important thing. Okay, so critical services are made available at home through community outreach and through health facilities at various levels. We have primary health cares, we have first referral units. First referral units are the community health centers, CHCs. Okay, and we have tertiary healthcare facilities, which includes the district hospitals and the medical colleges, etc. Okay, so for all this, what we have is we have services where if you see the example of ASHA workers, so they are the first point of contact between the health system and the basic community. Okay, so there is the facilities are made available at home through community outreach program, and apart from that, suppose if the baby requires the facilities, then we have primary health centers, the first referral units, the tertiary healthcare facilities are available. Okay. Now the newborn and child health are now two key pillars of reproductive, maternal, newborn, and adolescent health. Okay. So according to 2013, now what we have is newborn health and child health. So under RMNSCH plus A, that is reproductive, maternal, newborn, child and adolescent health. Okay, so this, in all these things, newborn and child health is very very important, even though these are all together. But in this, the newborn and child health are are now the two key pillars of reproductive, maternal, newborn, child and adolescent. Okay, अभी हमने क्या पढ़ा? First is that the child survival is very closely related to the health of the mother, and for that we have to ensure that the health of all adolescent girls should be looked after well, so that when these mothers become pregnant in future, they can produce a healthy baby. And to provide care, we have facilities which are home-based care. Home-based care, especially what we have is we have ASHA worker, that is accredited social health activists. So they are the first point of contact. So they provide home-based care. Apart from that, uh, primary health centers are there, sub centers are there, first referral units, that is community health centers are there, tertiary healthcare facilities are there where these services are provided. And apart from that, we have reproductive, maternal, newborn, child and adolescent health strategic approach, which was formed in 2013. And in that, newborn and child health care are the basic pillars. Okay. Now, this India has largest food supplementation program in the world. Okay, we know about the different midday meal programs, and also we have various nutrition program what we provide in Anganwadi integrated child development program. Okay, so India is the largest food supplementation program in the world. Even though we are trying our level best, even though there is rapid economic growth, easy access to affordable food and food supplementation program. Yet, even after all these things, nearly half of the under 5 children are underweight. So that is the basic scenario. Okay, out of our half, approximately half of our children are still overweight, even though what we have is we have the largest food supplementation program in the world. Okay, and economically also we are going up better. We have now better availability of food. In spite of all this, nearly half of the under 5 children are underweight, and for that, malnutrition is the major cause of mortality among children. Okay, so malnutrition plays a very important role. That is one of the basic causes for the malnutrition, for the mortality. Okay, so infant mortality rate for India in 2020 is 29.848 deaths per thousand live births, 3.48% decline in 2019 as compared to 2019. In 2019 it was 30.924, but now it is 20, according to 2020 it is 29.848 program. Okay, so and this 30.924 program is 3.36% less than what was in 2018. So what did this statistics reveal? That we are gradually decreasing our death rate. Okay, the infant mortality rate. Now, the major findings of child mortality in India. So, this is based on a 2017 study. Okay. So, the under 5 mortality rate reduced by 49% from 83 deaths in 2000 to 42 deaths in 2017. So, we have reduced as per our 2000 statistics. In 2000, it was 83, but in 2017, it is 42. Okay. Neonatal mortality rate has reduced by 38%. Okay. So this was 38 deaths in 2000, but now it is 23 deaths in 2017. Okay. So 1.04 million under 5 deaths in India 2017, down from 2.24 million in 2000. Okay. So according to this was in percentages and this was in number of deaths. Okay. So this is 1.04 million in 2017. In 2000 it was 2.24 million. Okay. In number of neonatal deaths in 2017 was 5 lakh 70,000 2017, and there was 1.02 million deaths in 2000. Okay, the highest number of notified deaths were in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Okay, where it was 3 lakhs 12,800, which includes 1 lakh 65,800 neonatal deaths, because we know कि under 5 includes infant which this also includes the neonatal deaths also. Okay, Bihar also has 1,41,500, out of which 75,300 were neonatal deaths. So these are some of the statistics related to child mortality in India. Okay, now we have some child health indicator that this is for National Health Program target. So IMR is 33. We want it to be 28 by 2019. Okay, and the NMR, that is neonatal mortality rate, is 23. We want it to be 60. NHP, that is National Health Policy. So their target is 16 by 2025. Under 5 is 37, and this NHP target is 23 by 2025. So these are child health indicators. Okay. How to know whether the child is improving? So we study these statistics. If the statistics are good, that means child health is good. If the statistics are not good, this indicates child health is not good. Okay. Now we have some child health goals under Sustainable Development Goal, that is SDG. By 2030, and preventable deaths of newborn and children under 5 years of age, with all countries aiming to reduce neonatal mortality to as low as 12 per 1000 live births, and under 5 mortality to as low as 25 per 1000 live births. Okay, this is for all countries. This is SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. By 2030, what we want is our NMR should be 12 per 1000 live births, and under 5 mortality should be as low as 25 per 1000 live births. Okay. Now we shall be studying some causes. I have divided the causes in 3 areas. One is causes of child mortality. Second is child of infant mortality, and causes of neonatal mortality. Now these are the causes of child mortality. Okay, prematurity and low birth weight 29.8%, pneumonia 17.1%, diarrheal disease 8.6%, other communicable disease 8.3%, birth asphyxia and birth trauma 8.2%, injuries 4.6%, congenital anomalies 4.4%. Okay, so this is all. These are the statistics of National Health Mission. Then ill-defined or unknown causes 4.4%. Sepsis accounts for 3.66%, and 2.5% is the percent for FUO, that is fever of unknown origin, and other remaining causes is 8.4%. Infant mortality rate, the major causes are again prematurity and overweight 35.9%. Pneumonia accounts for 16.9%. Birth asphyxia and birth trauma 9.9%. Other communicable disease, other non-communicable disease 7.9%. Diarrheal diseases 6.7%, and ill-defined or unknown causes 4.6%. The causes are still continuing. Congenital anomalies accounts for 4.6%. Sepsis accounts for 4.2%. Injuries 2.1%. Fever of unknown origin 1.7%. And other remaining causes is 5.44%. Okay. So these are the different causes. Now is major causes of neonatal deaths or neonatal mortality. Okay. So here is prematurity and low birth weight is 48.1 percentage. So that is the most common high figure here. And birth asphyxia and birth trauma 12.9 percentage, neonatal pneumonia 12 percentage, other communicable disease 7.1, and sepsis is 5.4 percentage. Okay. Then ill-defined or unknown causes 5 percentage, congenital anomalies is 4 percentage, diarrheal disease 3.1%, injuries account for 0.9%, tetanus accounts for 0.5%, other remaining causes is 0.9%. Okay, so what you find here in all these three lists are we have some common causes, but percentages are different. Percentages are different depending on what is the time duration. Okay. Now, assessment of malnutrition we do in three different ways. This is what is mentioned here. Child malnutrition measures are based on weight for age, height for age, and weight for height. Okay. Weight for height index measures the body weight in relation to body height. So, acute malnutrition can be found by this. Height for age index. Okay. Depending on age, kitna height hona chahiye. Okay. So, this measures the growth retardation. इतना एज का बच्चा को इतना हाइट चाहिए. So that is the height for age index. Okay, so this measures the growth retardation, and this is a case of stunting measures the case of chronic malnutrition. Apart from that, we have one more thing, weight for age index. ठीक है, इस एज में इतना वेट होना चाहिए. ठीक है, what is height for age index? इस एज में इतना हाइट होना चाहिए. That is height for age index. Weight for age मतलब इतना एज है. So for example, one 1-year-old child, we expect it to be around 10 kg. So that is age index. Okay, so it reflects both acute as well as chronic malnutrition. Okay, so the percentage of wasted and underweight children for India is 15.1 percentage and 29.4 percentage respectively. Okay. Now, percentage of wasted children in states, Tamil Nadu is 19, Gujarat 18.7, Bihar 13.1, Karnataka 17, Kerala 15.5, Madhya Pradesh 17.5, Maharashtra 18.6, and Odisha 18.3. The lowest number of underweight children is in Punjab 16 and Kerala 18.5. Bihar has the highest number of underweight children, that is 37.1, followed by Madhya Pradesh 36.1, Uttar Pradesh 34.3, and Gujarat 33.6. Okay. Now, this is the nutritional status of children by social category. So, what we have is a study has been done. These are the findings of a study. So, it was found that children who are scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and OBC, so there the status of these children is still less than the national average of India. ठीक है, इंडिया एज अ होल का जो नंबर है उससे और भयंकर रेट्स है शेड्यूल का, शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स एंड ओबीसी. So these are the findings of a study. Okay, so they have divided into stunted, severely stunted, wasted, severely wasted, underweight, and severely underweight. Okay, so if you see these numbers, this is the national average. SC में stunted is 42.4, ST 42.3, OBC is 38.9. Okay, severely stunted national figure is 17.3, whereas here it is 19.3, 19.5, and 17.8. Here it is 15.1, the wasted one. So here it is 15.5, 18.7, 14.8. Severely wasted is 4.6. Here you have 4.9. ST is still higher at 5.3, and OBC is 4.4. So 29.4 is the percentage of underweight. So here it is 32.7, 36.7, and which are much higher than the national average. And OBC is comparatively better. So 9.4 is the national average for severely underweight, but here in scheduled caste it is 10.8, ST 13, and OBC it is 9.3. Okay, so this figures indicates that there is still the issue of malnutrition is much more prevalent in scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and OBC. Okay, if you compare of scheduled tribe is the most badly affected, followed by scheduled caste, and then by OBC. So these are the findings of this of a study which I wanted to share with you all. Now, percentage change in nutritional status of children in India. So this is National Family Health Survey. Okay, second one, third one, and this is Rapid Survey of Children, 2013-14, Rapid Survey of Children, RSOC. Okay, so this is National Family Health Survey, second and third. So stunted was 51, which reduced to 45, and according to 2013-14, it still came lesser to 38.7. Wasted was 2020, but this increased in 23, and now what we have is 15.1. Underweight was 43, and 40 was the third one, and rapid survey of children is 29.4. So figures are promising. Now this is child mortality. So child mortality is a very sensitive indicator for social developing children. So and second is infant mortality rate, or IMR, and under 5 mortality rate are most important component of child mortality. Okay. So infant mortality rate is the probability of dying of children within first year of life, and under 5 is within first 5 years of life. Okay. Now these are the neonatal mortality rate 2017. Okay, so these are according to alphabetical order, and these are the highest numbers. Can you see these states? Okay, Chhattisgarh also includes in this. Okay, so and these dates, the data is not available. Okay, so these are the numbers. So can you say this? Kerala has the lowest one. Okay, less than 10, and this number of 10 is according to European standards. So a neonatal mortality rate of less than 10 is is the number which is in Europe. So that is the state, and where we have more than 30 also. So that is the wide a varied structure. And if you see this picture, you will find that we have uh, uh, very varied numbers. In terms of numbers, we have numbers as less as 5, and we have numbers which are more than 30. So that is a very great disparity of different neonatal mortality rate. Okay, so the vice president of India, so he has told that the if a child wants to survive will depend on which state he is born. Okay, so that is the status. If you see this picture, I think the statement will become real to you. So these are the different numbers, because this are according to the alphabetical order. Andhra Pradesh is 23. This is neonatal mortality rate. Okay, so the number of babies dying within 28 days divided by live births into 1000. So that is how we calculate the neonatal mortality rates. So Andhra Pradesh is 23, Assam 22, Bihar 28, Chhattisgarh 26, Delhi 14, and Gujarat 21. Okay, these are the different numbers. Can you see Kerala has only 5, and these are the different numbers. Haryana 21, Himachal Pradesh 14, Jammu and Kashmir 17, Jharkhand 20, Karnataka 18, Kerala 5, Madhya Pradesh 33, Maharashtra 13, and this Odisha 32, Punjab 13. Okay, so these are infant mortality rate. Andhra Pradesh 32, Assam 44, Bihar 35, Chhattisgarh 38, Delhi 16, and Gujarat is 30. Okay, Kerala is 10. Infant mortality is 10. Okay, Haryana 30, Himachal Pradesh 23, Jammu Kashmir, Jharkhand, Karnataka all at 29, 25, Maharashtra, Odisha at all 40, 41. Okay, so we have highest rate of infant mortality in Uttar Pradesh, which is 41. Okay, So these are the different figures of infant mortality rate. Okay, so this is a good slide which will help you to understand this. Okay, so Kerala has a very low. This is 2017. Kerala has a very low figure of 10, where and maximum is Madhya Pradesh, which stands at 47. So that is the great disparity. Okay, so there are many factors which play a very important role in infant mortality. So we shall be studying what are the causes in subsequent slides. So I would be speaking about it now. Now, under 5 mortality rate amid COVID-19, when millions of the children do not have access to proper meals, maternal and child mortality, malnutrition have been a reason for 68% of under 5 deaths in India, revealed the first uh, mapping trends from 2002 to 2017. Okay, if you see these trends, you have and in COVID-19 situation also, there people do not have proper access to meals. The maternal child malnutrition is accounts for 68%. Okay, so malnutrition is the cause for 68% according to a survey, a mapping trends from which has compared from 2002 to 2017. Okay, so in 2020 the under 5 mortality rate was 34, and between 1970 to 2019 under 5 mortality rate is decreasing from 2030 per thousand was in 1970, and this is now 34. So we had in 1970 2013, but now we have 34 point. Therefore we have improved to a great extent if you compare with your early figures. So these are the causes of under 5 mortality: neonatal mortality 0 to 4 weeks, postnatal mortality, that is 1 to 2 months. So low birth weight, prematurity, birth injuries, and difficult labor. So these are all causes related to the perinatal causes. Okay. So low birth weight, prematurity, birth injuries, difficult labor, sepsis, congenital anomaly, then hemolytic disease of the newborn, conditions of placenta and the cord, the diarrheal diseases, acute respiratory infections, and tetanus. Okay. Post neonatal mortality, the causes are diarrheal diseases, acute respiratory infections, other communicable diseases, malnutrition, congenital anomalies, and the accidents. Okay, so what you find is the number of causes are more in the first 4 weeks of life, and causes of mortality are less as compared to first 4 weeks of life. So during this period, the care focus has to be more as compared to this period. Now, what are the factors affecting infant mortality? So first is the biological factors. The biological factors is first is birth weight. The birth weight is a very important factor for the life of the child. Okay. So children who are low birth weight, we know that babies who are less than 2.5 kg are low birth weight. But in this low birth weight, we have babies who are even less than 1000 grams. So those babies who are maybe 2 kg 400 gram sorry 2 kg 400 grams, and you have a baby who is only 538 grams. So what we find is they are both of them are low birth weight, but the more the low birth weight, the more will be the chances for mortality. Okay, so that is why babies of low birth weight, the lower the weight, the more chances of mortality. Then babies with high birth weight, we know that this macrosomic babies who are born of diabetic mothers, they have a higher weight as compared to a normal child. Even they are at special risk because these babies tend to have respiratory problems. Okay, apart from that, poor birth weight or causes are poor nutrition during pregnancy. Okay, many people they lack nutrition during adolescence, also they lack nutrition during pregnancy. During pregnancy, what we want is we need 300 calories, so that plays a very important role in increasing the birth weight. But the issue is there are so many mothers who are not even getting that 300 calories etc extra. So that is why we have many low birth weight babies being born. Next is age of the mother. So another factor is if the age is very young, the baby is prone to be low birth weight, or if they are older. Suppose if mother conceives at an older age, again there are chances for chromosomal disease. We have studied the different causes, and what we found was congenital anomaly तीनों category में था. Child में भी था, neonatal में भी था, infant में भी था. So children who are born of mothers who are older, they have more chances of congenital anomalies, which are one of the causes for neonatal mortality. Second is if the age is more, the issue is the mother may also be having some health issues, because of which she will not be able to take care of the child, may not be able to feed properly, because of maybe she's a case of cancer, or maybe a case of tuberculosis, etc. So these might maternal illness can be some of the problems. And if the mother is very young, then the uterus is not so well developed to produce a baby. Okay, so that is we both extremes. If the mother is very young or if the mother is older, so they can be factors. So they come in biological factor. Next is highest mortality. This is birth order. According to birth order, the highest mortality is found among the firstborn and lowest among the secondborn. Okay, all firstborn babies, if you compare according to birth order, we find that children who are born first have more mortality as compared to others. Second, if you see the statistics, second children who are born second, so their numbers of mortality is less, and third onwards the rate increases much more. Okay, the fate of fifth and later children is always worse than the fate of the third child. The more the children are produced in number, the health is adversely affected in those children who are born after the third child. So birth order plays a very important role. First child, the mortality is more. Second, it is the best. Third onwards, and if you go down, the mortality increases and increases. Then the other factors are birth spacing. We know that Government of India, they advocate for difference of at least 3 years between the first and the second child. But if the spacing is less and if there are repeated pregnancies, so what happens is there are chances for malnutrition, anemia in the mother, and which predispose to low birth weight. Okay, if there are spacing is very less, so children who are born close by, their chances for being low birth weight is much higher. And if children are suppose if the mother conceives within 1 year, so the issue is this child has to be weaned, so there is premature weaning. See, we know that weaning should start at 6 months, but breastfeeding doesn't stop at 6 months. Breastfeeding continues till 2 years of age. But if the second baby comes at 1 year, so naturally the first child is not going to get breast milk. So that is the basic issue. And children who are prematurely weaned, they suffer from diarrhea and dehydration, again which are the causes for the infant mortality. नेक्स्ट इज मल्टीपल प्रेगनेंसीज. मल्टीपल प्रेगनेंसीज का मतलब क्या है, एक बार में ट्विन ट्रिपलेट ऐसा डेवलप होना. सो दैट इज multiple pregnancies. So children who are born as multiple pregnancies, so there naturally we know that limited space of uterus is there. वहाँ एक बच्चा पल रहा था, अभी वहाँ 3 है, 4 है. We have statistics for 7 even born at India. Okay, so naturally जितना नंबर बढ़ेगा उसके हिसाब से the size will be smaller and smaller. Okay, so so when you have a low birth weight baby and a preterm baby which is coming, so this can cause, and these are one of the causes for infant mortality rate. Next is family size. If the family size is big, issues are bigger. If the family size is small, issues are small. So that is why Government of India and family planning policy, they advocate for hum do hamare do. Okay, so the number of episodes, if the number is more, so the higher the number, the episodes of infectious diarrhea is more. Malnutrition will be more because limited income is there. So malnutrition, issues of malnutrition and severe respiratory infections are because of overcrowding. So this all increases with increase in family size. And second is, if the family size is big, fewer better maternal care will be there, because children, so many children are there, mother is only one, so she has to take care of. And if the children are more, so each of her children will lack her care. Okay, then better share of family resources. The problem is, if you have a good small size family, whatever resources are there, each child will get more. Then less morbidity and greatly decreased infant mortality. So if the size of the family is more, the chances of infant mortality is more. But if it is less, the care is better, IMR goes down, the mother can take care of the child, and there is better share of the family resources. Fertility, high fertility and infant mortality go together. The more the number of children are born, the more will be the infant mortality. Now, economic factors. The availability and quality of healthcare and nature of the child's environment is closely related to socioeconomic status. If the socioeconomic status is good, the baby will get good care. If the socioeconomic status is bad, the baby is not going to get good care. So that is the status. So the healthcare availability again depends on socioeconomic status. If the people are very poor, they will not be able to afford the care which are present in good hospitals. So the baby suffers because of socioeconomic conditions. Next is cultural and social factors. Breastfeeding is closely related to the cultural and social factors. Early weaning and bottle feed infants living under poor hygienic conditions are more prone to die than breastfed infants living under similar conditions. Okay, so depending on those social conditions, so high society children, their mothers may not like to breastfeed. The biggest advantage the mother has for a child is the breast milk which she has. If she feeds, what you find is, you all are knowing about the wonderful advantages of breast milk to the baby. So the baby will be getting all those advantages. But because of the social and the cultural factors, if the baby is not breastfed, the number of diseases are more. Okay, so that is so breastfeeding is closely related to whether you opt for breastfeeding, whether you do not opt, or even if you are opted, to what extent are you continuing to feed or not. Okay, so social and cultural factors plays a very important role. Many a times the mother, because of the social conditions, the mother has to join her work, and she may not be able to give exclusive breastfeeding. She has to join at 1 month, so or maybe longer, depending on whichever place she is working, and different factors. So the early she decides to bottle feed early, the more will be the chances for the more are the chances for infant mortality rate. Then religion and caste also plays a very important role. So we have, depending on the different cultural patterns, we have our age-old habit, customs, traditions, which affects the cleanliness, eating, clothing, childcare, and almost every detail of daily living. Depending on whatever religion we follow, different things. Suppose if you take, there are some tribes in Tamil Nadu where they do not allow to breastfeed the children for first 3 days. Okay, so till the chatti is over, we will give after that. So different religions and different castes have their own practices, and depending on these practices, they play a very important role in becoming a factor of infant mortality. To what extent the baby is clean, to what extent is the mother given food or not, the type of clothing, the child care, everything depends on the religious and cultural factors. Then is early marriages. Suppose if it is a teenage mother, there are greater risk for neonatal and postnatal mortality. Okay, so child marriages are still continuing in India. Child marriages are still continuing in India. Yeah, I read a report even last week in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so it's not that child marriages are not occurring. If you go to Rajasthan, still child marriages are there. Tribes of Chhattisgarh, we have still child marriages which are going. So if you If a child gets married, so there then it will become a case of teenage mother. So when it is a teenage mother, there is greater risk of neonatal and postnatal mortality. It's not only about child marriages. Sometimes, if you see these statistics, you will find many Indian studies, the girls become sexually active. Okay, so I had read about a report in Times of India a few years back, and the statistics are alarming. Statistics are alarming. In cities, the reports indicated that above 75% of adolescent girls are regularly engaging in sexual practices. So, if it results in pregnancy, then the chances of neonatal and postnatal mortality is high. Okay. Then the sex of the child. We know that female childs are neglected in India as compared to male child. So sex also plays an important role. And the quality of mothering. That is, to what extent is the mother taking care of the child. So that also plays a very important role. And maternal education. If the mother is educated, then she will not be getting married early. Okay, she will try her level best to complete her education and then marry later, delay childbearing, and are more likely to practice family planning. But if the mother is uneducated, then early marriages are there, then the baby comes early, and family planning may not be practiced because she is not aware or she is illiterate. Then the quality of healthcare. So depending on what type of healthcare is the child getting, again becomes a factor for infant mortality. So what we are facing is we have a shortage of trained personnel like the DICE, midwives, and health visitor, which plays a very important role in high mortality rate. And under National Rural Health Mission, in earlier days we trained the DICE, and DICE were going to the villages, and home deliveries were there. But now what we want is, we don't want home deliveries to conduct. Now we promote for institutional deliveries under National Rural Health Mission with the incentive, so that when the mother comes for the delivery, the mother gets the incentive also. And naturally, when the child is born in a hospital, the care is also good. Okay, but what we have is, we have shortage of these midwives and health visitors. Okay, so according to some estimates, 47% also only had deliveries who were attended by trained birth attendants. Okay, next is broken families. If the families are broken, naturally the care will not be there, because either it will be a single parent. So when you have single parent, so the health gets adversely affected because of socio economic issues, and also about the mental issues. Then if the child is illegitimate का मतलब क्या है? Born out of wedlock, maybe after rape, या तो हो सकता है मैरिज प्रॉमिस किया पर फिर नहीं दिया, फिर मैरिज नहीं हुआ. So all this and the child is born, so that is called as illegitimate child. Okay, so as a baby may, naturally the care will never be good as compared to a planned baby. So these are the causes. Okay, apart from that, brutal habits and custom. Okay, what are the habits and custom? Depriving the baby of the first milk or colostrum. Okay, so that is the another basic issue. Now what we have in our hospitals, we ensure that the baby is breastfed within half an hour of birth. But if the babies are born at home, or if these things are not practiced, so there were practices, and there are practices where colostrum, because colostrum doesn't look like milk, it is sticky, and this was called as witch's milk, चुड़ैल का दूध माना जाता था. And we know the advantages of colostrum. Okay, colostrum is the first vaccination, so that much of antibodies are present. Metal antibodies can be transmitted from the mother to the baby. But if you deprive the baby of the first milk or colostrum because of the customs available, so this leads to problem, frequent purgation, branding of the skin, application of cow dung on the cut end of umbilical cord, So this causes umbilical sepsis, and many children die due to umbilical sepsis. But scenario is has changed to a great extent now. Faulty feeding practices. Faulty feeding practices means not encouraging breast milk, or even if top feed is given, too much of water is added. Unhygienic practices are there, and early weaning. So early weaning due to different issues. Then is the untrained, the dye is called, okay, but if the dye is untrained, then this becomes a major problem, and it becomes an unhygienic delivery. And when you have an untrained dye, she will not be able to manage the difficult situations or problematic labor whenever it comes. Second is hygienic practices. If it is very poor, then we dispose the child for early sepsis, okay. So that is another issue. Then bad environmental sanitation is because we know that the newborn children are vulnerable to infections, okay. And if the environmental sanitation is not so good, these problems becomes all the more great, okay. So that was all I wanted to speak today. We will continue the topic in the next class.